Hey world, how are you doing today? We're going to be working on replacing the bushings on the rear leaf springs from an Old Man Emu lift. Turns out the 2014 Toyota Tacoma, if not properly equipped when the lift is installed, will squeak like a bad mattress. So here we go. At this point, what you can see is that I've properly supported the frame of the truck with a jack stand. I've removed and placed the right rear tire underneath the axle to provide additional support in the event of erroneous happenings. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the shock and attempt to free up the front bushing and drop the leaf spring down. As you can see here, I provided support for the rear axle with a jack stand, and I'm using a 17mm box-in wrench and a ratchet to remove the rear shock absorber. The next step, I'm going to remove the front bolt out of the leaf spring, drop it down, and we're going to inspect and remove the bushing. Make sure it's properly lubricated, the right size, and reinstall it. This uses a 19mm. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what you're going to notice, I've disconnected the axle, loosened up all the brake lines. Make sure your brake lines are loose. You certainly don't want to be stressing those. Bad brakes is not a good thing. Then lower the axle down low enough that I was able to remove it, separate it from the leaf spring pack. First thing I've noticed after removing the leaf spring pack is that whoever installed it left plastic, looks like almost like a plastic wrap behind. Not sure if that would be causing squeak, but can't possibly be good. We're going to go ahead and remove that. We're going to remove the leaf spring pack and get busy repacking the bearings, or the bushings, and getting it all put back together. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what we've discovered so far. This is the front bushing on the passenger side rear leaf spring. I have not adjusted this at this point. This is how it fell out of the shackle. There's that side. Swing on around to the other side. Really hard to see back in there, but you'll notice just from looking at it from a profile view, it is not centered. You can tell it's offset. I can only presume that the fact that it's lodged, wedged in here, and I can't remove it through conventional means, would indicate that somebody's either put the wrong part in here or they attempted to force something where something shouldn't have fit. Anyway, anytime you force something, it's probably not going to work out too good. Hence the reason why I've got the squeaky suspension I have. So, my next project, I'm going to try to get this little guy out of here. Might be a little difficult, but let you know how it goes. Hello YouTube viewers, check this out. What we have here is what would appear to be a factory bushing. This is the component that was just removed from the rear leaf spring front bushing on my 2014 Toyota Tacoma. Lift kit installed by none other than Les Schwab here in Beaverton, Oregon. They were supposedly waiting on these bushings to install, yet when I disassemble it, I find these bushings installed, not properly installed. And as you can notice, apparently no grease whatsoever. You notice these are dry as a bone. Anybody who knows anything about bushings knows you need to be lubricating them up in some fashion when you install them. Maybe that's why this is not installed properly. Big shout out to ARB, Old Man Emu crew. Thank you so much, guys. They provided these to me after I've had a couple conversations with them trying to sort out and resolve the issue. They've taken a great deal of interest in ensuring that their product performs well and is well received. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and install the Old Man Emu ARB bushings in the front eyelet of the passenger side rear leaf spring. I will be applying some lithium grease to these guys. I do like the water repellent nature of the lithium grease, and installing them. Thanks, guys. Alright guys, here's the special message out to Les Schwab. When I asked you if you'd properly greased those bushings before you installed them into the leaf springs on my lift kit, Old Man Emu by ARB, which performs phenomenally, just squeaks a lot, and then it won't stop squeaking and you swear up and down that you did a good job, and I punch out these bushings that were probably new when you installed them, and this is what I see. I tend to think that maybe you forgot And maybe when I asked you to disassemble and grease those bushings, maybe you should have actually done that, because now you're on YouTube. Check it out. Way to go. Thanks, guys. You can see Dakar. See the oxidation up inside there. And this. I wish I could say I was impressed, but I'm not. And of course, let's revisit. There's the one out of the front. Here's what's going in. White lithium grease going on them. There's a new one fitted from Old Man Emu, which ARB provided to me at no cost, out of their embarrassment that their suspension was performing so poorly. Thanks, guys. More to come. Alright, guys, getting ready for the reinstall of the leaf spring pack. Cars by Old Man Emu. Cleaned up. Cleaned all the left off labeling and wrapping off of it that Les Schwab had left on there. I've now installed and greased the ARB bushings and provided to me for free by ARB. Good job, guys. Thank you for supporting your product so well. I unfortunately have noticed that there is a third bushing for the shackle component. You'll notice right there that I did not have at this point in time. I will be addressing this further with ARB. However, being that is not a component of their suspension system, they're certainly not expected to provide it. I will talk to Les Schwab about it, because that one is rusted and frozen in place as well. So if they want to pull it and replace it with an ARB bushing, that would be good. But I wouldn't get my hopes up. They've kind of dropped the ball on me at every turn. As you can see, the leaf pack bolts right up in place. Slides in there nice and easy. Word of advice: do not get excited. Do not torque those bolts down until you have the suspension loaded, tires on, and truck sitting level on the ground. If you do, this will cause preloading of the suspension and bind on your bushings. Hey guys, hope you all have enjoyed this video so far. We are at the tail end of things. Both leaf springs have been removed. All 4 of the bushings have been replaced on the Old Man Emu Dakar leaf packs. Truck is looking pretty good. And now we're going to go into what the potential problem was. Let's take a look. Alright guys, what you're seeing in front of me here right now is the 4 bushings that were removed. This is a 1-year-old bushing with about 13,000 miles on it. Same here. You notice a little bit of the white lithium from earlier projects kind of splattered on it. But look at that rust. Typically, if you put grease on a bushing, it will tend to look a bit more like this guy. Well, at least on the side that I was able to squeeze some in from the edge. This was not the result of the work at Les Schwab. That right there is rust. Rust that should not have occurred on a truck that's got about 1 year on the lift kit. Let's take a look at the other bushing. Here's a bushing that I didn't try to access 6 months ago. Dry as bone, no grease, even though they swore up and down to me. Maybe the guys at Les Schwab shouldn't be swearing so much. Rust, completely dry. Can't imagine why this lift kit was squeaking so badly. Let's take a look at the other bushing. Here we go. More rust, dry. I can only imagine that inside the rubber, which I don't feel like punching out because I had a hammer and beat these out of the eyelets. As you can imagine, they were already pretty well seized in place. Sorry about the focus issue there, guys. Anyway, Les Schwab, guys, you're a disappointment. I even brought this back to you 3 times. I brought this to your attention 3 times. Gave you the opportunity 3 times to correct this issue. You failed me. That's upsetting. But it's alright. ARB, you guys rocked the party. Did a good job. You got me the parts that I needed. Love my truck. Love my Old Man Emu lift. Love the performance of it. Let's take a look. Let's go see those new bushings in place. Hopefully we have enough light for it. A little touch of yellow up there. Cleaned it up. A little touch of yellow back there, guys.